call our August 12th, 2022 meeting to order. First order of business is a roll call, which I'll ask Regent West.
Your Bale.
Present.
Regent Ball. Regent Brinkley.
Present.
Regent Henson. Here. Regent McKinney. Vice Chair Melton.
Here.
Regent Nichols. Regent Spiller.
Present.
Regent Thomas. Secretary West here, and Regent Winninger.
Oh, those are the only. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. No, she is here. She's having a surprise. I'm sorry. So Brody is.
Okay, Regent Brody.
Present.
And Regent Dennis.
I couldn't understand. I was waiting for it.
That is my fault.
ABC.
And the student regent.
An honest mistake,
Jan.
and 9 out of our 11 regents are here.
Direct my role. And I believe we have, let's see, we have 9 regents present. Representing 4 of the board.
And to prove that they are regents, we're actually going to have a ceremony. Administer our oath of office. And I would like to do that next. I'd like to ask our 3 new regents to come up front and administer their oath of office and make their service official. Official. Okay, yeah, there they are. Gary, you'll just stand over there. As part of the ceremony, we will be bestowing on each of you this Regent's pin. This was begun a number of years ago, probably 25, 30 years ago, by Dr. Ransdell when he was president, and it distinguishes you as a regent to be worn proudly at meetings and anywhere else that you might desire to wear it. This is a nice emblem, if you will. So our oath of office is the standard one that given to people holding office in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I'll ask you to raise your right hand. That's me. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully execute to the best of your ability the office of member of the Board of Regents of Western Kentucky University according to law? And do you further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, you, being a citizen of the state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within the state, nor out of it, nor have you sent or accepted the challenge by the duel with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offended. So help you God. Affirmative action. With that, so these pins, so they don't lose them. It's real.
Where are you going to do that?
Well, and this may be your second.
It is my second.
Melissa, as many of you know, served on the board one previous term. It is nice to have her back on the board. Cole is our student regent, which is an honor and a privilege. And I will say, being a regent at a university, while it is an honor privilege, it is a great responsibility. We will have an orientation session 2 weeks from today to go over some of the nuts and bolts and gritty aspects of serving as regent. Gary just doesn't want to pull apart. We're very happy to have all three of you on board and look forward to your service over the coming years. Take these. All right, our next order of business is in regards to special recognition, and a guest we have today is very familiar with this room and this board. President Boney, I'll let you start that off.
Well, Chair Bale, with new regents coming, it also means we have some regents who've done their service departing. And we have 2 regents leaving us, at least leaving the regents, Julie Hinson, who is with us today from Louisville, and Jason McKinney, who is unable to be with us. But I'm thankful for their service. I've already said nice things about Jason to his face, and so I don't feel the need to repeat them here, but he was a wonderful, good regent, and I certainly appreciated everything he did to support me and the university during his service on the board. For Regent Hinson, I am thankful for your enthusiasm, that you are the cutest AO Pie, which everyone knows, the cheerleader of the regents that we will miss, and your energy, your enthusiasm, but most importantly, your deep love and care for Western Kentucky University. No one ever doubted that Julie served because she loved the institution. And I told her outside that while we will miss her here, it is evident that she's been playing a little more golf, so she has a tan with her extra time, but also the events in Louisville have multiplied. And so ever the Energizer Bunny, Julie is shifting her talents, her time, her effort to the Louisville chapter and the sisterhood, which is approaching, we hope, a record number of members. And so, Julie, we have a special gift of thanks for you that I will, you have to open in front of everyone. Okay. So while they say nice things about you, I appreciate you. Well, see, if you can
Who else
focus.
is gonna cheer up with me?
I know.
When you have like things happening here at Regents. I mean, the reason why I bring Kleenex is for both of us. Sometimes we have student regents come in and do presentations, and all I have to do is look at him, and then I get all choked up, and then I see him and I start handing him Kleenex. So I don't know who he's gonna have to do that now. Somebody's got to take that over. Thank you all so much.
It's okay.
Jason, did I tell you I wasn't gonna do this?
I said, yeah, right.
No, I just looked at, this has been a very educational experience for me to be on the Board of Regents. It's helped me professionally and personally. It's helped me figure out what I want to do my gift giving, WKU, because I've learned so much more. It gave me an opportunity to meet the faculty and the staff and work with you all as well as the students. And it has been such a joy. My grandfather always used to tell me that you are the company you keep. And I appreciate that you all have been the company I've kept for the last 6 years, because there is something to be said for that. And I appreciate it. So I will tell you, the last time we did this, when I rolled off the foundation board, I was getting emotional then too. So I decided to tell this story that when I got my first booster shot for the COVID, I would have these really crazy dreams. And one of the dreams was that I was married to everybody I knew. I mean, all of you included, except my husband Mike, including Don Henley of the Eagles. And as I woke up, we were right there getting married in his Malibu mansion. And so just know that Don Henley doesn't know, nor does my husband, but Don Henley's my next one. So now I just kind of need to do something to laugh, because if I don't, I'm just gonna start being a blubbering over people. But thank you all. Thank you truly for being the company I've kept for the last 6 months, because, or the last 6 years, because truly there is something to be said for that comment. Thank you.
Before we let Julie get away, I do want to open the floor for any other comments that anyone may have. But my first encounter with Julie Henson, I'll never forget. And it was many years before she was on the board of Regents. And it was a cold, rainy, windy, wet December evening in Glasgow. We had graduation ceremonies at the old Plaza Theater. And I walked in and I met Julie Henson. I said, what are you doing? She had driven down from Louisville for that. She wasn't on the board of Regents. She was on some other Western related board, I'm sure. But anyway, I think that typifies Julie's passion for the university and for students. And she certainly exhibited that throughout her tenure on the board. It's also worth noting that as president of the Alumni Association, she was part of the presidential search committee and certainly did her duty there and was very conscientious about fulfilling those duties. So we know Julie's not going away. We look forward to seeing her at many Western events for many years to come.
I just told Todd I'm keeping my football and basketball ticket, so he hadn't gotten rid of it. And plus, I had to put a little plug in for the WKU sisterhood. So just you all need to think about it. It's the best $1,000 I've ever spent in my life. And it is a gift that keeps on giving. So if any of you gentlemen want to get a gift for your wife, that would be a perfect gift to give them as a membership in the WKU sisterhood. It is $87.77 a month. If you'd like to do, I can pay on your credit card. Or you can give me $1,000 check.
See what I mean?
Thank you, Dr. Bell.
And a brief word on Jason. We did mention him yesterday as we talked about our budget and the ramp process. And Jason McKinney has been a Trojan of a worker the last certainly served his alma mater well additionally. So. Any other comments? Anyone?
I was just going to say, as someone who set aside former Regent Henson for the last 2 years, she definitely gets the title as the most WKU branded person around. And I've got to see what we gave her, because I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
This is, for those of you who've been on the board for a while, you will have seen Cherry Hall mirror gift that we gave. And conversations with some folks, we thought it was update to the Cherry Hall mirror. Yeah. So me and Jason are the first recipients of you rolling off the board.
I know what you spent.
I'm
glad I'm not the only one.
I can't see it. Can you hold it up? So would you see it.
I don't want to break a nail. Okay. Don't want to break a nail. Oh my goodness.
Just don't challenge me.
Ah, did you have a knife?
That's right, I do. Oh my goodness. Oh, how beautiful. Oh,
Nice.
oh, and it's got my name on it. Oh, cool. On the back. You know, what's gonna happen when I pass away and I've got all this WKU stuff, somebody's gonna say who? So I just kind of always, it just makes me smile, but thank you so much. Thank you for finding me. I appreciate it. Is it too cool?
See, on the back of it. And it's got I got our seal right here too. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it.
All right, moving on, we have minutes that provided us recently. From our May 5th and June 10th meetings.
So move.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the minutes from our May 5th and June 10th meetings as submitted. Any discussion, amendment, changes? Not all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Minutes approved. We'll now swing to the Academic Affairs Committee, which Region West chairs.
Can I get a real quick point of clarity for the new members? Even though we are addressing academic affairs, it's a quarterly meeting, any member can make a motion, correct? Not a committee meeting. Okay, so any member can make a motion on academic affairs items, financial budget items, or executive items. Just wanted to clear that air. There was a couple questions.
When we're having committee meetings, then only the members of that committee.
Thanks.
Nice.
We have two action items on the agenda today. Action item 1 is approval of academic programs.
Yes, our request is to approval for academic program suspension for the following programs that you were supplied, which is communication studies minor, digital advertising minor, paralegal studies, associate of arts, measurements, evaluation and research, graduate certificate, Arabic, and the Bachelor of Arts and minor, and in diversity and community studies, Bachelors of Arts. These were all areas that were sent forward to the provost office by the departments and the colleges as areas that needed to be suspended.
Anybody have any questions or comments? Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the academic program suspension? Second.
Second.
All in favor? Passes. And the second action item is the approval of emeritus appointments.
Yeah, which is one of the favorite things for me to do, is to highlight faculty. We have 2 here today, and we have 3 that we would like to turn into emeriti. Dr. M. Kathy Carey, Professor of Economics, I believe is here. She's in the back. And just to remind you guys, Dr. Carey joined WKU Department of Economics in 1992 and later served as the Center Director, Department Chair, and Interim Dean. The ways in which Dr. Carey contributed to the college and university are too numerous to state, but she had a huge impact on the university. And with that, I would like to ask you to please stand and so we can thank you for your time and effort. Second one is Daniel Myers. Dr. Myers joined the WKU Department of Economics in 1986 and later served as an associate dean for the Gordon Ford College of Business. Dr. Myers was instrumental in fostering study abroad programs during his service as the international officer for the Gordon Ford College of Business. He led multiple study abroad programs and provided rich educational experiences for our students. He is not here today. He's sick, homesick. He said he was sorry, but I'd love to give him a round of applause. And last is Dr. Julie Ellis, who I believe is here. Dr. Ellis joined WKU as head of the Department of Engineering in 2009 and served in that role until 2016. Dr. Ellis served as a professor of engineering and applied sciences until her retirement in 2020. I would ask you to please stand so that we can thank you for your service.
do have to say that the last time I was in this room, I think, in 3D, was the recognition of the emancipation of the engineering programs of WKU from our previous arrangement with two other institutions in the Commonwealth. And it remains one of the proudest things that I say I did in my career as an engineering professor. So it's nice to be back and to see both familiar faces and to see some of the new energy.
Thank you. It's worth noting in our discussion yesterday, we talked about applied research and how in reality, students at Western Kentucky University often get better research experience, hands-on, than they do at other universities. And Dr. Ellis and others in the engineering have really worked hard to do that, and our students get real life experience and applied experience as well as anybody. And that.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
I'm happy to do that.
Yeah,
I
please.
spent 27 years of my life here at WKU. My kids were raised here. They all three graduated from here. When I come in this room or anywhere on campus, I just, it just grabs my heart. So thank you very much. It was a great experience here, and I will continue to keep coming back.
Thank you. And I know I speak on behalf of all the board in thanking you for your service to the university. Appreciate it very much. Do I have a motion for approval of the emeritus appointments for Dr. Curie, Dr. Myers, and Dr. Ellis?
So
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Point of clarification, I had a little bit of a faux pas as well as Regent West in introducing our regents. Doris will actually be taking over the Academic Affairs Committee at our next meeting. And Regent West has moved and assumed the role of Chairman of Finance and Budget. So she gets to continue on.
Okay, thank you. We have one action item for the Finance Committee that was not presented at the committee meeting on Tuesday. Susan?
Sure. So I spoke with you, Regent West, and wanted to explain to the board why it was not on the agenda for the June meeting. It was simply that these are personnel actions and one-time payments through June 30th. And because the June specially called meeting was so early in June, that we would have missed a whole month of personnel actions and one-time payments. So these are the personnel actions between March 21st, 22, and one-time payments between April 1 and 6/30/22. And again, I met with David and with Shane to go over these to see if they had any questions. It's just the standard actions that we approved for them.
Mr. President.
If I may, in reflection after our special call meeting, I've been thinking about the way in which we as a university go through the tenure process, but what you as a board do in terms of how tenure is awarded. And we've not talked about this before, but I want to make a point to talk about it today. There are 12 names on that list of personnel actions. And when you approve today those personnel actions, you're granting tenure to 12 individuals at this institution. And as we all well know, once you grant that tenure, as the legislation stands today, you're the only body that can revoke it. And that's a weighty decision. As we go forward, I think we're likely to present those tenure decisions in a different way. But I wanted today to at least make it clear that by approving this list, there are 12 individuals: Aaron Margella, King Fang Son, Brian Wheeler, Kara Hottington, Kimberly Link, Shuha Ding, Michelle Reese, Whitney Harper, Akisa Daniels, Fatima Aruji, David Marquez, and Ashley Stinnett, who are going to be tenured. We've not given this the attention I think that it deserves as an institution. This is the process that I inherited and we continued. We likely will alter that a bit going forward so that we not only recognize individuals who are being tenured, but we also are intentional about the decision that we're making. So I just want to put that out there. Thank you, Chair Bell.
Further comments or questions?
I would just appreciate the comments and to take the moment to recognize what a significant accomplishment this is for faculty and what that brings in terms of recognition for the work they've done and future expectations for them to be a part of it. Well, I think it's very appropriate. And it's always kind of flown under the radar of what we do, and we have to point it out to them. I know the deans and some of the colleges go tell people very quietly today, you got approved. So I appreciate it.
Any further questions or comments?
I appreciate the clarification from Dr. Carney. That's good information.
Do I have a motion to approve the personnel action?
So moved.
Second. Second. All in favor? All opposed? Thank you, Susan. That's all we have for mine.
Yep. All right. Move on to the executive committee. We have 5 action items, 3 of which were previously discussed. We could entertain those separately, or we could entertain those 3 together. Pleasure to separate them.
I would move to approve EX1, EX2, and EX3.
Second. Motion second to approve those 3 items as previously discussed in committee meetings. That is approval of the addendum to the athletic employment contract of our athletic director, approval of the addendum to the athletic employment contract to the head softball coach, approval of the philanthropic naming of Century Park for the ROTC physical training facilities. Any discussion, comments? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Those 3 items are accepted. Item 4, again, pertains to athletics and an employment contract. And we have the athletic director here with us today. Todd, would you like to say anything about our new baseball coach?
Yes, sir. Very excited really to have Mark Raridan as our baseball coach. It's pronounced Rare, like it's spelled AIR, even though it's not. That's how you pronounce it. But very experienced winner. And he previously was the head coach at Iowa Western Junior College for 20 years, where he had a great reputation as both an excellent evaluator of talent and in player development. And those are obviously 2 key things you must have to succeed at this level. In his 20 years there, he won over 900 games, went to the Junior College World Series 12 times, won the national championship 3 times, and probably the ultimate recognition of what he achieved, he was inducted into the Junior College Hall of Fame. So I'm thrilled that he's now leading our program. I feel like he'll be a great fit here, and he'll get baseball going in the direction that it needs to go.
Questions for Todd or comments about that? Not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the athletic employment contract of our new head baseball coach. Further comments, questions, discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Thank you, Todd.
Thank you.
The next item concerns some lease of some dining space in our regional hall. Who would like to talk about that?
I would.
All right.
Thank you, sir. You have before you a lease for, with Western Kentucky University, the Student Life Foundation, to lease restaurant space in Regents Hall, one of our newest buildings, First Year Village. First Year Village complexes, Douglas King, New Poland, Pierceport Tower, Meredith, Zacharias Halls, and now normal Regents Hall have just two previous food venues. There's the Inn by Kings and Pod, which is a convenience store. So the additional space and population down in First Year Village gave us an opportunity to also enhance the experience and food services for those students. So there's two facilities in Regents Hall, the Spread, which is a sandwich shop franchise out of Atlanta, Java City, which is a coffee shop, which is an appropriate menu for students today, are in place in Regents Hall and accessible to those residents, but all students who are in that part of campus. So this lease is very similar to the lease that we have with Hilltopper Hall for the Hilltopper Cafe we have, and it's similar to the lease that we've already signed with the Student Life Foundation.
Regent Bell, one of the other things I'd like to mention is that those of you who are on the board will recall a year and a half ago, we had a conversation around powers reserved to the board, and that leases in excess of $500,000 were the purview of the board, not the institution. And so just a reminder that the reason this is here today is because you asked us to bring everything over $500,000 to you. And so this is one of them. And glad to do it, but just a reminder, this is a bit of an alteration in our policy, but we're following the direction and wishes of the board.
Questions, comments? I'll make a comment. At our retreat yesterday, we heard some nice statistics with regards to tension and related to seems like this move will only enhance that more. And at this point, I think we can say those efforts in the living learning sphere have been more than promising. Hopefully we'll see even better numbers going forward. Thank you for your work in that regard, Ethan. And with that, if there are no more comments or questions, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion and a second for approval of lease of Regents Hall dining space. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. That's approved.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I move the Board of Regents go into closed session as provided by Kentucky Revised Statute 61.810, parentheses 1, parentheses closed, for a discussion that might lead to discipline or dismissal of employee on behalf of the university.
Second.
Motion and a second to go into closed session. Discussion, questions? Not all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,